Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Is It in the Cards? Love Tarot and Oracle card reading. This is a love reading for all Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, if a love reading is not your cup of tea, know that there will be a money reading on Wednesday, so please feel free to check back for that one. This is the underlying theme. Look at this one. You have the energy of the sun god. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. So opening yourself up. It reminds me of the card of the sun in the tarot. Total illumination, love, light, openness, approachability. Okay, if you're giving looks at people at the gym, like, do not talk to me. We might have to fix our face a little bit, okay? We got to look approachable. So there's something about this in terms of being open. Or if there's someone you're interested in, don't be shy, folks. Don't be afraid to say hi or smile at them. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, we're going to take one more oracle to represent your energy and one for theirs. Your energy, oh boy, you're represented by addiction. Do we need to break away from a pattern? Codependent, obsession and restraint, possession and control, emotional block. Now, if you're like, I'm not full on codependent, but I'll tell you what, I've read Codependent No More a few times. I've recommended it to some people, and I don't have any ties to that book other than I found it helpful. And so there may be something to that, but it also too could just be a block. Or if you had a relationship, the last one, they were quite codependent, and you found they would do things, go out of their way for you in order to control you. That's what it is, okay? That's a lot of it. So if there's a lot of people pleasing, all right, we're going to be done with the please disease. So their energy, I like this. They're a sweetheart. They have the energy of the camera, reminiscing, making memories, learned from the past, perception. Now I got like somebody doing like a short video, like, could have just been an iMovie thing, 2-3 minutes long. Somebody who will be creative. They will do things that will touch you and you'll say, oh my God, I've never had anybody do this. It's like back in the 80s when somebody would make you a mixtape. Remember those? Okay. I just feels like it's one of those things where they have mixtape all over them. And if you're like, what is she talking about? Because you're in a different generation, you missed out because those were amazing. Nothing said I love you like that. All right, we will take 3 cards to represent your energy, 3 cards for their energy, 3 cards on the advice, your energy. You've got the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Wands, ooh la la. Ooh, the 7 of Swords. Their energy is the Hermit, the 3 of Cups, the King of Wands. The advice is the High Priestess, the 8 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. So moving on, okay, there's something here, a very deep spiritual connection. But, the advice is not the outcome. It literally is telling you, what do you need more of? What do you need to let go of? If it's you that has this, the codependent ex lurking, or maybe it's just some Klingon in general and it's not an ex, I feel like there's got to be some space between you and them, okay, to fit a real relationship, because you don't want three's company. You don't want some third leg hanging around. Not that you have to completely get them out of your life, but I feel like that 8 of Cups is important. Now, if there's some other albatross in your world, and it's not a person, but it's something in your life, you've got a rental property or something else that you can't stand. You've outgrown it. It's time to move on and open yourself up. It's time for you to be in flow, to live in harmony. We have Virgo, Pisces, Cancer. We've got water, air, fire. All right, I like this balance though. Now, something with the 7 of Swords, I still feel like you have a leech on your side. Something with that, this 7 of Swords is in your energy. And I don't feel like it's you. I don't feel like it's you being dishonest, other than what it can be is dishonesty in relationships. Like seeing codependency as being a deeper connection than what it is. Not seeing it for what it is, that there's an underlying current of control, all right? Martyrdom, mothering, managing, all those kinds of things. So manipulating, all right? The 4 M's of relationships, that's the 7 of Swords. So we have to be honest about that. And why are we doing what we're doing? What is the motive? And so if it's not you, but it's somebody else around you, taking a good look at that and saying, do I need to break free of something? Do you have somebody who uses and manipulates you because they do it and they get your sympathy or they keep you going? And it could be a relative. Now, I had a very good friend of mine, and she talked about her sister ceaselessly and relentlessly, and it was always a problem. And she was single. My friend was single, and her sister was a nut job. And then she met somebody, and I would have to ask her, how's Ginger? And she'd go, well, I haven't talked to her in a while. Why? Because she didn't have room anymore. She did not have room for that third party in her life. So I feel like that's kind of what they're telling you. Now, with the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Cups, if you had somebody that really was, I heard a dumpster dive. If they were a real dumpster dive, I have never heard a person describe that way. But if really you really were involved with somebody that was a 7 of Swords, your direction is changing, okay? I feel like this is a separate thing from this, like in terms of falling head over heels. I just feel like you're separating from something that you've outgrown. It's just no longer for you. And if it was drama, we talk about this. Drama is a cute way of talking about instability, unstable people, unstable situations. You have outgrown that. And what you have coming in is real love. And so with the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love, it is magical. It is swept away. It is, I love you forever. Okay. It's moving fast though. So it can escalate quickly, but in a good way. Now the Knight of Cups can be considered, especially with this, the trusted keeper of secrets. I feel like you may have somebody who is a confidant, someone that's a friend first, or that at least I feel like you get to be transparent with quickly. All right. Somebody that you can let your guard down with immediately, and you see a future with them right away. I just feel like when you know, and you will look at this person and there will be no denying it. It's wonderful. So I definitely feel like you have love coming in. Their energy, I actually really like too. They've got a very balanced energy. So with the energy of the Hermit, this may be somebody, again, it's very deeply spiritual. But it may be somebody who's been through a lot of things, but they don't wear it. They're not armored down. They're not weighted down. They don't weaponize their experiences. They don't manipulate with them. The Hermit shows them as coming out on the other side, and it's know thyself. This one is somebody who knows who in the hell they are. And you know why that's important? Because if they don't know who they are, how in the world can they be in a relationship? This is somebody who has depth. And now with that King of Wands, I even get somebody who could have been in the military, like who brought themselves up through the military, maybe through like a National Guard or something in college, and really worked their way up to the top. They have worked their way up, whether it's their business owner. But I feel like this is a go-getter type of person. And they will not, this is a problem solver. I like their energy a lot because they will not complain. They are not looking for somebody to rescue them from their own life. They won't do that. It just is almost the opposite of who they are. They're a creator. They're an expander. I told you that camera energy, this idea of them doing creative things for you, that's who they are. They love to. And I hope that if that is how they are with you, you can return the favor, because I feel like they do a lot for other people, but they don't do it in a manipulative way. They're not trying to get anything back, but I think it would be great to be reciprocal with them. There's something about that 10 of Pentacles that just feels perfect. So the 3 of Cups is an engagement. I feel like this is like love at first sight, and they may have been single for a while, and then you really know when it's somebody that hasn't been in a relationship and they haven't been interested, or they just haven't found somebody that they're wanting to do that with, and then they dive right in. Then you know they're not just trying to be in a relationship, that there's something extra here, something wonderful going. So this energy of the High Priestess, again, you have this energy of information coming in, secrets being revealed. So again, it may be a secret admirer or something like that. The 10 of Pentacles is leaving a legacy. So I feel like you have somebody where the two of you take the world by storm. You are a beautiful fit. You are a wonderful match. Yes, it is in the cards. But like I said, I feel like there's something that perhaps you have to walk away from if it's toxic. And you might say, no, it's actually my current boss. I really can't right now, but I'm working on it. Okay, fine, good enough. But with that 10 of Pentacles, I heard afternoon delight. Okay, skyrockets in the night. Really allowing yourself to be all in, to be in the place where you find a love that is a perfect fit, because it is here in these cards. I love you, Scorpio. I'll be back again soon.